Hi. Hey look, it's where you guys come from. This is Voices of the Void, and I'm a little bit on the fence of how I feel about being back. I will explain why as I get started in the game though. Okay. Alright, so first things first, you're probably going to notice that it looks a heck of a lot better than the last time you saw it. At least, if the last time you saw it was the last time I played it, which was forever ago. So it's very unlikely, but whatever. Anyway. Wait a second. No, there's an invisible wall. It hasn't even been 30 seconds and I'm already trying to break the game. There's some kind of tool back there too. Can I get in here? Wait a minute. I broke the game. I can't get off the wall. Help. Oh, okay, there we go. Jeez. All right, well, let's get a move on before I break the game in some other fashion. All right, so this is Voices of the Void. I think I already said that, but whatever. Basically, the entire premise of this is that you work as a single researcher, as in alone. Nope, that doesn't clarify it. You're the only person at this research facility, is what I'm trying to say. You're basically just looking for signals from outer space, processing them and sending them back. You also have to manage all of these radar dishes, which there's one right there. They have servers on site. Alpha Route, which is the name of the base that we're headed towards, the one that we'll be working from. Alpha Route also has incoming servers, or receiving servers, or whatever. I'm not a networker. I don't know what these things are called. And you have to keep them all running, pretty much. There's that. There's also an upgrade system. You also have to keep yourself fed and slept. And there may or may not be certain things you wish to avoid in this game. So fair warning, even though this comes with a semi-spoiler, this is a horror game. And I say semi-spoiler because it kind of stands to logic then. If we're dealing with outer space and it's a horror game, yes, there is extraterrestrial type of interactions taking up place in this game. Whatever conclusions you want to jump to from that, I cannot confirm nor deny. What I will say is that you probably cannot predict most of what happens in this game. Alright, so then with that being said, I have played this game before. I've given this game a shot 2 times before. Well, technically 3 times, but the first time I barely even played it. I played it for like 5 hours, got bored, and moved on. That was super early on in development, though. The game's come leaps and bounds since then. I'm off the path. Whatever. That's the radio tower just outside Alpha Route. We're just gonna head straight for that. Oh, I'm not off the path. Never mind. But the other 2 times I tried to play it, well, most notably, let's just get straight to the point. I'm sorry. I'm rambling a little bit because I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. I ramble and fill space when I'm confused. I know the radio tower's right there, but I was like, what direction am I coming in on? So the thing is that the last time I played this game, I made it to day 18. Now there's over 40 days and there's random events that happen all the way throughout that too. And there's a lot of random stuff that can happen. So I have not seen most things this game has to offer at this point. I've barely scratched the surface. That being said, the last time I played this game was also an entire update ago. So there's tons of new stuff as well. The heck? Alright, well. 111. I can't see squat. Oh, there we go. Okay, this game takes 2 hours to complete in a single day. And as I said, there's over 40 days to progress through. So, welcome to the next 60 hours of our life. I say 60 because you can sleep, and that does shorten up the nights quite a bit. Don't worry about noises like that. The items in this game have there we go. Have physics in them, and as you can hear, if they move even slightly, like these especially, they make tons of noise, and that just randomly happens. So if you hear any weird noises in the background, that's literally all it is. Don't worry about it. We're gonna banish these chairs immediately. They only get in the way. I'm gonna try to open that, which means I need something in this room. Yep, there it is. Not enough space. Oh, I'm still holding my luggage. Okay, hold on. Well, actually, hold on, ×2. 1, 2, 3, 4, unless it's changed. It has not changed. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's not worry about any of that stuff right now. I need to organize everything, and that's gonna take multiple episodes. I will do that while I'm doing other stuff, don't worry. How do I put things down? Is it Alt-R? Yes, it is. The controls in this game are a little bit asinine. However, I saw in their experimental settings that they do have an experimental radial menu. So it looks like they're trying to figure that out. Well, let's go ahead and get that turned on. I already know how to do this, so I may as well start looking for a signal. So this is step 1 of finding a signal. We have to come here and actually find one on the screen. And they will present by like these white ripples. White ripples. White ripples. You're making me look like a liar. Come on, where are the white ripples? Oh, there's one. There we go. And a successful ping, first try. That's surprising. So then after that happens, we then have to toggle polarity and frequency, and we have to find where any of this is. So there'll be a certain numerical value right there that we have to find from 0 to 1,000, unless they changed it. This right here is the increment we're going up per tick, by the way. We control that with these. These 2 bars will start to fill up right on cue. But these numbers change down here, and they're easier to see when you're looking at the panels. So you'll be seeing me kind of do it like this quite often, where I will just have that number up there, and then we'll try to worm our way up. There is a storm right now, so our signals are going to be a little bit untrustworthy. So now polarity, annoyingly enough, has 3 different modes, and we kind of have to cycle through them while it's scanning to make sure that we're finding the right one. Oh, we found the right one. Okay, hold on. All right, there you go. And it will start downloading. Because of the storm, these numbers are going to fluctuate, and I'm probably going to have to come back here and keep correcting it. There is an upgrade in the, is it modules? Storm filter right there. That removes that. That makes it so that storms don't affect these numbers at all. There's some other really cool upgrades in there, but yeah. All right, how do I, can I just, all right. Let's just break this. Huh. Yeah, by the way, there's more than just the extraterrestrial stuff going on in this game. I won't spoil it, mostly because I don't even know what the heck it is. So how could I? But, you know. Well, thank you for the lovely tree. I guess we'll put this over here. Over here. I don't know, right there. That's fine. There's nothing behind it. We good? For now. This could use a little bit of a boost. Alright, well, since we just got here, let's go ahead and check servers right away. There's one down already. So this is the math minigame. This is one of the banes of my existence here. I don't think I'm full on dyscalculic, but you would think I was sometimes. So the way this works, you have to put in the... You just have to do these operations, but in this case where it's like 5 plus 9 is 14, you would just push 4. And actually you can do this with the mouse too. So 1, 11, 1, 9, 5. And if they're all correct, then that fixes the server. We are going to be doing that an insane amount of times throughout this playthrough. sv.ping. And this is just making sure that all the satellites are online. So if they come back 4 out of 4 packages, that means that they're working completely. Juliet, however, received absolutely 0 packets, so I will have to SV targets. I spelled it with an E. And that sets our compass at the bottom of the screen. The red arrow now points towards Juliet. We good here? Not really. This is all over the place still. Just give that a little bit of a refresher before we leave. All right, this is our ATV. We will be using this more than anything in this entire game. Also, while driving this thing is acceptable, like it's in a usable format and it's not terrible to use, it is kind of a pain. The driving part itself, the steering is really wonky, and as you can see, the steering radius is really, really wide. Oh, I'm driving right past Juliet. Also, I don't know who decided to make it sound like a V8. I don't really know what that's all about. Wouldn't be a problem except for the fact that you can't hear anything else at the same time that thing is running. But its drive mechanic is like really weird because it's like, what am I doing? Oh, I want to calibrate. There we go. Oh, most of them are actually pretty good already. Alright, that can run while I head back to alpha. But the accelerating and braking on this ATV is really weird because it's almost like there's a numerical value that goes up or down depending on how long you hold the W or the S button. Instead of it being like I'm holding W right there. And it's like the number has to go back past 0 and back into the positives to start sending me forward or something. I don't know. Because then I'll hit S. And look how slow that is to brake. Like, that's gotta be what's happening. It just makes it very, very non-responsive. But, making one of my complaints known, this seems like the best time to go ahead and mention that this game is in pre-alpha. Meaning that this is extremely early on in the game's life cycle. And it is not by any means indicative of the entire full experience. The reason why I just opened that up was to check to see if this light was green, by the way, because we also, I closed the door. I have to keep that radio tower working. There's a switch at the top of it that I have to reset if that light ever turns red inside, because that light indicates that the drone has no signal. And if the drone has no signal, then the radio tower's down. On top of all of that, I also have to make sure that our transformers are working constantly. And since they're already down to 90 and they give me credits when I fix them, I'm going to go ahead and just target them. So there's 3 transformers. They are basically in a triangular pattern to try to keep them separated from one another. There's a button on these generators that we have to go and physically push. What the heck did I just run over? Oh, a rock. Okay. You know what? I think I just realized I could probably just hit the parking brake, couldn't I? Oh! Yep, that works. That's a much better brake. Also, you will be seeing me kind of sequence brake just a tiny little bit here in this episode because there are upgrades that you can get through the store. However, you can also find free versions much of the time, not all the time. Sometimes you can find free versions of things laying around that you can use for the same purpose. There's a couple of those that I need to go get, and this ATV will be invaluable in doing so. So then we come in here, we poke that button, and voila. It's all good. So the reason this ATV will be invaluable in this endeavor is because we can pick up this ATV like it weighs nothing, pretty much. Which allows you to like put it up on walls like that, for instance. And then I can switch to one, switch to it, and voila, I'm up in the air. Ow. But that is going to help in numerous occasions to get over walls or on roofs and things like that. But I need to do that pretty early on in this playthrough because there's methods of making credits in this game that are a heck of a lot better than just sending out the signals and hashes all the time. And I despise hashes. I will not be doing them at all in this entire playthrough. I'll show you what they are right now. So every single day, command, wherever the heck they are, they will send me daily tasks. And in those daily tasks, there will be randomized servers, like this one's Quebec, that I need the hash codes for. And able to do that, I have to come all the way out here to these and then type in sv.hash. No hash codes found, try again next day. Okay, it won't let me do it yet because the feature isn't unlocked, but normally it would print out, I think it's like 8 characters, 8 or 10. It might be 10 actually. A string of numbers and letters anyway, and then you have to write those down on a piece of paper and then put them into a report and send it back with the drives they also request every single day. It's a bonus objective. I mean, technically even the drives are a bonus objective. You can literally never send drives back ever, and the game won't fail you or anything, so that's good. Well, okay, there is an option in the options menu you have to turn on to do that, otherwise you get penalized, but that's another thing I should probably mention while I target TR3. I have kind of set this up to be a little bit more enjoyable for me personally. For instance, we will only ever owe command 1 drive and 1 hash per day. Again, I'm not going to do the hashes. Was there anything else? I disabled food spoiling because I'm not trying to play a simulation survival game here. I have other games to scratch that itch. I don't see this game as one of those kinds of games. Oh, by the way, the rivers are frozen over during the snow. But I'm going to be prioritizing other ways of trying to make money besides. So I'm pretty much only going to do the drives part for the bonus. Just bonus money, pretty much. Especially since the main reason we're here is to process signals. And we're going to listen to those and send them out anyway. So may as well. But yeah, I'm never going to do the hashes. The hashes drive me insane. They take too much freaking time to do, really, is the worst part, because it turns one trip out into the wilderness into 2 simultaneous trips. And the servers that go down are never the ones you need the hash codes for, and it's a pain. So in this episode, I want to do my sequence breaks and stuff that I need to do to be able to kind of get myself established. The hell? Well, I'm just gonna wait here for it to settle down first, but what is happening? I have never seen this before in my life. Like I said, I barely scratched the surface the last time I played this game. I can't interact with this, can I? I can grab it. I love how they have the manufacturer logos blacked out. Okay. Welcome to Voices of the Void. Weird stuff happens all the time. Anyway, so a really good way to make money in this game, pretty much through the entire game, is to try to get an orchard going. So we're basically putting Animal Crossing into a space hoarder game. Lemons and oranges rather, if I can speak. They can be turned... Hole in one? Dang it, not quite. They can be turned into lemon and orange seed packets. And if we bury those and keep them watered... Oops! Keep them watered. Is that this place? Then we can... wait, it's not in here. It would be back here if there was one. Okay. I really hope that's not TR2. One of these places has a free watering can. It must be either TR2 or TR1. Help. Okay. But if I bury those seeds and keep them watered, then they will grow into more lemons and oranges, and then you can take those and make more seed packets and just expand out the orchard. At some point, they will literally just keep reproducing fruit every single day. and you can just sell a bunch of oranges and lemons, and it will make you quite a bit of freaking money. Like, I'm talking a couple of thousand a day just from that alone. There's other ways too, such as making sugar bags and things like that. Yeah, you pretty much turn this game into a farm game, because then you take a lot of that money and you put it into stability improvements for your servers and your transformers and your breakers, which I'll show you the breaker thing when we get back to Alpha Root. But that basically makes your entire mainframe super stable, so you're not having to run out looking for servers every single day, and most days you will literally just spend farming. This game does have more game modes, by the way. I'm in story mode, hence why I'm saying there's only like a little over 40 days. But there are other modes. For instance, if you really want to play this game, but you're not into the horror stuff, there is a mode that disables the horror stuff, and you can just play it as a job simulator and farming game. There's another version, though, that is literally just an endless mode. So that keeps the horror stuff in here, but it reduces it down to only the random events. And then otherwise, once again, you play it as pretty much like a job simulator or a farming game. I've never completed the story in this game, so I have a tendency to want to do that for this playthrough. We're just going to pop our heads in here real quick and see if the watering can is in here. If not, then it's definitely TR1. It would be back here if it is here. Is that a bomb? Alright, it's definitely a TR1. I do not have the map of this place memorized. I'm just gonna kind of come over here for a second because I'm trying to remember where a particular thing is. I'm looking for a cabin. Well, it's not this way because there's the perimeter wall. Oh, yep, I'm on the complete opposite side of the map that I thought it was. Okay. Oh! Alright. Engage parking brake. Hop off. Nope. Nope. Okay. Oh. There we go. Just like that. I broke out. Bulby is free. I just realized that drive is gone. Okay. I thought I could grab the shovel from here, but apparently not. Granted, I didn't realize that was a shovel, but still. I don't think this actually works, but I'm prepared to spend a few minutes finding out. I zoned out. I didn't think that was actually going to work. Well. Hello. I will take the shovel. I was like, there's gonna be nothing in this. Dang it. The fact that that door can be broken down and there's interactable items inside of that, I wonder if that's how you're supposed to do that or not. Why can't I pick up a tile? Okay, sure, it's mine now. And you might be wondering why I'm bothering with these. These are objects that can be used for storage. That's why. So we'll just put those there for now. Try to get this down from here. There we go. It's ridiculous. But every single day is about 2 hours long in total. But we're pretty much going to spend this entire episode just doing this. And the reason I'm coming up here is because I realized I never set TR1 as my target. But yeah, first time I launched, got there in the end. The first time I launched this game on this computer and was like noticing the graphics, it's like this game looks incredible. Oh, there's TR1. Don't let sounds like that freak you out. There are rocks and branches and stuff that spawn, and when they spawn they're slightly above ground, so then they fall and hit the ground and create a ruckus. So that's all that is. I have been jump scared by many a branch in this game. There you are. That's what I need. Alright, note to self, there's fuel canisters out here too. Because we can make gas and we should probably prioritize doing so as fast as possible. Uh-oh. Four-wheeler? There you are. Ow. Okay, but 2 seconds of hang time, that's pretty good. Okay, well, that signal is probably downloaded by now, and I'm pretty sure the first day we only owe them 1. Okay, they didn't even give me an objective for today, so thanks, I guess. This is done, though. So then we move that over here, we grab a drive, we put it in that slot, we export it, and voila. Now, under normal circumstances, I would also put it over here into the drive slot and then process it, but as you can see, we don't have that upgrade right now. So that, controls. There we go. So that will have to do for now. Let's go ahead and just get another signal started. We can never really get too far ahead on these. I remember the last time I played this, I used to complain quite a bit about these panels because they're set up weird. And while that criticism still holds true, I have another proposal to make instead of changing the designs of the panels. So, if you notice, if I sit in this chair, all of a sudden everything is at eye level. So why not move this chair back a little bit and give it a swivel mechanic? Alright, game just auto-saved. I'm going to check on these servers. We are on level 0 stability, so I'm expecting something to be down. I have been wrong many times before, though, if you can believe it. I just realized I'm on 29 stamina out of a possible 100. I know my butt is kind of in the way of some of the UI, but there isn't really much I can do about that because no matter where I put myself, I will be in the way of something. So at some point, I will be trying to pace this game out so that I am sleeping pretty much every single night. We'll be waking up bright and early in the morning, like 4 a.m.-ish, but I want to be in bed by about 11 p.m. I've kind of chosen that number arbitrarily. I don't really have a reason for that, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm asleep at a certain point every single day. Just make some of the randomness a little bit more predictable. And honestly, I'm going to stop sleeping right there. That way I can sleep a bit tonight as well, because that's the sun setting. Let me go ahead and start flicking some of these on. I will show you that breaker that I promised to show you as well, since I'm here, and I just remembered. So no doubt you notice there are stairs that go down as well. This heads down into the spooky basement. Yes, there's mannequins. Don't get jump scared. I said that a little bit late. Someone may have gotten jump scared. I don't know what this is all about. I've never been in there, and I don't know what the heck they were trying to keep in by blocking the door. I also don't know what the heck happened. To this poor soul. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on in this game. But anyway, here's the breakers. Sometimes they will just all trip, and you have to come down here and flick all of these switches back on to get all your stuff up and going. We're just going to break this real quick because there's a collectible back here. And I will show you how I'm going to try to get a boost of cash early on. Oh, don't get jump scared. Burger. You might be wondering what the heck's up with the burger. And the mannequins, probably. That's probably the more pressing question, but I only have answers for one of these things. So, this is our storage room. I will be using this at some point. I've got to clean it all out and figure out how exactly I want to organize everything. This is not super pressing, though. This is only for later in the game. But up here is this lovely thing. This is an item box. And it allows us to sell stuff. These are what we'll be using when I have enough crops to finally start sending things out to sell. We can send them out at any time, and everything sells for half market value. Or if there's no value for an item, it will guaranteed sell for 1 credit, which I think means you can turn like trash like this into 1 credit per pile. So like here there might be 5 or 6 pieces, so 5 or 6 credits. I'll have to do something about the trash at some point, but anyway. But the market value of burgers is 90 credits. So if I can sell them at half market value, then that is 45 credits per burger. So no, I will not be eating the burgers. I will be selling them instead. Let's go grab the other ones that I know of since I'm thinking about it. There's one upstairs on the toilet. No, I am not kidding. On the toilet. Don't get jump scared by the mannequin next to me. Hello. Oh, let's go outside because there's actually 2 on the roof. No, I am not kidding. Somehow you can grab and climb. I'm struggling to remember how. Oh, it's Alt-Shift. Okay. But there's this one right here. I will have that. Thank you very much. I will have the burger. And then if we go all the way out and around here to get above the garage, there isn't one here. I thought there was. Apparently not. There's tally marks on the wall. Or those M's. Why are there M's on the wall? Whatever. I will come back out here and break these down eventually. But that is 2 more burgers for the cause. Is this downloaded? Yes, it is. So that's another drive done already. Let's go ahead and check these servers. I should ping servers as well. All of these are fine, surprisingly. I do see that drive on the floor, by the way. I know I haven't mentioned it yet, but Romeo is down. So is Yankee. Okay. And so is Delta. What the heck? This whole place is falling apart. How's my food and stamina? What time is it? Okay, let's just go ahead and knock these out real quick. I'm not going to worry about processing another signal because I'd rather get this done before nightfall. So Delta, Yankee, Romeo. I think I'll do Yankee next. I should try to take like a screenshot of the map and then print it out in real life just so I know where everything is. Just draw a new, like a map or something on my notebook. I'm driving right past Delta. So right now, most of the time you won't see me sprinting because it does cost more stamina and food. Actually, I don't know if it costs more food or not, but I think it costs more stamina though. That was really hard for me, apparently. Jeez. But right now, I don't really mind because I'm going to try to sleep through the night anyway, so I'm kind of using it as an opportunity to burn stamina. There are other ways of getting stamina back besides just sleeping. There's coffee, of course, but then some foods also give you a boost. There's also this like root beer vending machine. I don't know if that soda would give you stamina too or not. It seems like it would. I've never used it before. The cost is a little bit steep. Or at least it is for me because I'm normally broke as hell when I play this game. But anyway, not that I've played this game very much, which I think is probably the issue. In fact, I got the lemon and orange idea from a Reddit post that was telling people how to make more money in this game since it's so difficult to make enough to buy and upgrade everything. Because I haven't even shown you the store yet. The store is chocked full of stuff and it's all expensive. Is this Yankee? Yes, it is. I thought it would be further out than this, but okay. 1540327. It does actually help me to say that out loud, by the way. I'm not even being sarcastic or picking at myself. It literally does help. Alright, now we have to go out to Romeo, and I was actually going to hold off on showing you points of interest until the next episode, because there's a lot of them, and we could fill an entire episode just showing you the weird stuff that's around the map. But since we're headed out to Romeo, I want to show you something. Oh hey, since we're driving right past another point of interest, there's like this logging area here, and all of these rooms are empty. I think there's notepads or whatnot, but we'll save that for like the next episode or another episode after that. All right, Romeo I think is on the other. Oh. All right, this is what I affectionately call Romeo Valley, and it's because it's the valley right next to Romeo. I know, I'm super creative. Hold your applause. But there is well, I'll show you it here in a second. I don't want to spoil it quite yet. Actually, since from here on out we're going to start getting into what I would consider spoiler territory, I'm just going to go ahead and let you know right now. Every single one of these episodes will have a link to this game in the description. The game is free, so if it looks interesting to you, then I would highly, highly suggest that you go play it yourself. It's a very long play. It's like 40 to 60 hours, and that's if you're doing everything right and nothing ever goes wrong. But it is definitely worth it if you want to. The game itself, I would say, is not exactly for everybody. In fact, for me personally, about half of this game is tedium, in my opinion. That being said, the other half that isn't is what keeps me coming back. But you gotta like job simulators and stuff if you want to play this game casually. Well, actually, now that I'm getting more introduced to the farming side and stuff like that too, you might be able to get quite a bit of enjoyment out of just doing that too. It's fine. I'm just coming over here real quick to show you this. I don't know why the hell these exist, but they do, and you can light them. Again, I have no idea why. But let's go down the Romeo Valley because I want to show you something really spooky. Uh-oh, don't leave without me. I'm just trying to save. Okay. Uh-oh. Help, I'm auto-walking? Okay, that was weird. I was not holding the W key there. Alright, you notice all of these biohazard signs. Yeah, there's a reason for them. Normally I wouldn't leave the headlights on, but we are in this situation because of reasons you'll see here in a moment. So this is a uranium operation. Apparently they're mining uranium from this cave, or they were. But for some reason there's this weird thing right here. It looks as if you can burn it. Like, because it looks like hay. And I do know how to make a Molotov in this game. But there's human bones here. So, a little bit unsettling. I thought there was oh, there is. Another burger for the cause. But yeah, that's really creepy, and I'm going home now. So if you hear me complaining that I have to go out to Romeo, now you know why. Help me. It's fine. Another direction that kind of sucks to go is Whiskey, because there's this really weird goat statue on a hill right next to Whiskey. And then out by Tango, there's this weird fenced off area which is inside our little reserve here. And that creeps me out too. And then I won't, oh, help me. I will not spoil any of the stuff that I have experienced before, but I will say I've had some weird experiences out by the radar dish, out by the entrance. I don't know which one that is. It's got like logs and stuff right outside of it, like a logging operation kind of log pile. Oh, okay, hold on. Radio tower's down. We gotta climb up here. I need this up and running tonight because the drone comes every single night. I don't know if it's 12 a.m. or 1 a.m., but every single night at a fixed time it comes by and it drops off a drive and a ration for us. An MRE. There we go. Let's put this burger in here. So that's a pretty good bonus right there. I guess we'll check these servers. We'll try to get another signal going while we sleep too. None of these are down. It seems like every single time you start a new playthrough, night 2, this ends up happening. Look at that. I swear, every single time you play this game, night 2, this happens. Oh, don't worry about that noise, by the way. That's just the drone coming to drop off our drive-in ration. There he is. That is so freaking cool looking. It's really cool how it almost looks like we're moving forward through it when you look at it from this angle. I don't know, that's just really cool to me. Proof. You don't need photorealistic graphics for a game to be pretty. It helps. It definitely helps, but you don't need it. And just like that, it's over. I don't know, I like showing people that. That's one of the coolest things that happens in this entire game. Huh. The tree had babies. Okay. We break. Maybe that's too harsh. Hold on. Oh, coal. Okay. Yes. I know that's normally the opposite of what you want for Christmas, but that is tremendous. That will allow us to make quite a bit of fuel. Which eventually there is a solar powered ATV upgrade that we can unlock. And it's, if I remember right, it's 500 credits. That doesn't sound right in my head. Maybe it's more. A rusty helmet. Okay. Point sack. Okay. So we get points out of these. How did you fit an entire table? Whatever, we're not going to complain. We're just going to be grateful. What the heck? I love this. Okay, well, thank you. What is that? That's coffee. Coffee cup. I'll take that with me. Thank you very much. I'm afraid another table's gonna pop out. Ooh! Ooh, cool. Cool. Well, that's our knife paid for. We'll just put our PlayStation 2 discs up here. This is amazing. I will cherish this forever. Let me go ahead and move this map, by the way. I prefer it up here. There we go. That'll work. Alright, I should probably go back to bed. Got up in the middle of the night because I wanted to show you the meteor shower. Annoyingly enough, there's this really, in my opinion, bad mechanic in this game. It's a nightmare mechanic. So you can get nightmares, and they take place in the form of mini games. I don't think they're winnable. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there. I don't think there's actually any winning. And they penalize your stamina as they literally throw you out of bed when you fail them. Now, I don't know if there's some type of mechanic to avoid them. Like, maybe they're just punishment completely, and even if you, like, complete them or get close to completing them, it penalizes you less. I don't know. Maybe the longer you survive in them, the less your penalty is. I don't know. But there is an item in the store called sleeping pills, and it, quote, makes you sleep better. So it almost makes me wonder if there's, like, a sleep quality stat or something, which makes me wonder if things like having better food stat when you go to sleep will help stave off nightmares. I do not know. Everything at this stage is theoretical because I have no idea what I'm doing. That was a transmission from space. 1 level 0 signal. Okay, I have 3, so take that. I could go out to November and get another 25 point. We're good. Another 25 point bonus. That would not be such a bad idea because I do kind of need that money for a piece of fruit. I should go to November, shouldn't I? I hate the hashes so much. 4, 11, 7, 11, 13, 5, 8, 1. I almost said 5. That would have been embarrassing. All right, SV target November, and we go. Another pro tip, not that I'm a pro, but still. You can hit the brake pedals while you're on a cliff, and for some reason, it will just glue you to the cliffside. You have to hit them repeatedly, otherwise you'll fall off, but yeah, makes literally 90-degree vertical cliffs traversable so long as you're going down them. Alright, November, what's your hash code? Hold, report, November, backspace, 1394D69E8F. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why I punched in 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not right. 1394. 1394D69, nice. E8F. Okay. that wasn't so bad when I only have 1 to do. Maybe I'll keep doing those. Normally you have 3. On standard difficulty you have 3. And they can literally send you all over freaking Timbuktu and back. Whatever that means. I probably should have pinged while I was there. There's no way I don't have servers down right now. Or... okay, actually... we're okay. Let's head back to Alpha, and then I'll ping servers after I get another signal going, because we could send out 4 signals. Notepad here, tear off, put this away, grab this, put this on top of the drive box that I don't have. Give me this. There we go. And we'll just leave that next to it for now because I still have to load the drives. Like this. And this. And this. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to delay this. We're going to go ahead and just send this out right now. I could do a 4 signal, but I may as well keep the 4 signal for tomorrow's objective. So I need this money as soon as possible. Pow. Come on. Yes. I see something funny. Yoink. He just leaves. So we'll get paid for that here pretty soon, and then we'll have enough to go ahead and get these fruit growing, which is good because I'm pretty much out of time for this episode. And that would be a great place to leave it off because we're bright and early in the morning. So let me go ahead and grab this. We'll get filled with water. Kitchen knife is what I'm looking for. Kitchen knife. A lemon, which is 35, not 25. Ow. And an orange and order, and we're good. There's a way to set these up to be automated. The watering, I mean. Like, you can set up the watering to be automated, but I don't know how to do that. Last time I brought a sprinkler, I just had this weird metal contraption that wouldn't do anything. So, but you can buy faucets and hoses. So I almost wonder if you need a faucet and then you hook up the hose to the faucet and then to the sprinkler and that works. Not really sure. There you are. The diligent drone. Kind of our best friend out here, honestly. It's nothing but helpful every time it shows up. Hello. Thank you. Alright, now number 2, and then put here, and then do not make the mistake I made the first time, where you hold the knife and then left click it. Don't do that. You have to look over to the side, so you're looking at the workbench, and then we're over here, it shows seed pack. Do that. If you do it the other way around, you will be very sad because all it will give you is 2 halves of a lemon that you can't do anything with but eat. And what a waste of money that would be. That was the box breaking. Don't worry about it. These boxes that things get delivered in, they break automatically after a little bit of time. Hence why you can't hoard them for storage. I do believe I shall... I was going to say plant them right there, but that's probably a bad idea. I'll probably run them over. Let's just put them out here, I guess. This is a wide open area. We could plant a lot of trees right here. Okay. Shovel. Shovel. Also, I'm going to have to break the winter immersion here for a second. Bonk. There's a lot of grass here. Whatever. It'll have to do. Alright, there you go. Where'd the other one go? Right there. And then we water them. And then we water them. There we go. Voila. This feels like a good place to go ahead and leave this episode off then, because we achieved our goal for today, and it's still bright and early in the morning for next episode. We only need to get 1 more signal out Do I even need to do that? Wait a minute, because we just finished it. Yeah, we just finished it. We don't even have a goal today now. So we'll just make a bunch of signals and stuff, keep everything running. This is going to be a very long playthrough, as you can probably tell. Like, this game is pretty involved and there's a lot of stuff going on, and that's just for the story mode. I wouldn't mind doing an endless mode playthrough after the story, but I've got another 40 hours of gameplay to change my mind, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt, I suppose. Also, there's news floating around that this game's next major update will be coming out somewhat soon. I know that there's a test branch that's been available for some time. I've been keeping an eye on it. Kinda seems like they're a long ways off from having a release. If they do release it while we're still doing this playthrough and we have to start completely over, then that's fine. So as always, like and share the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more. Check out my Ko-Fi and Patreon in the description below if you want to check out the incentives. There's some pretty cool ones in there. If not, that's perfectly fine. I just hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. See ya.